Hey guys, welcome back to DC Extra. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be breaking down the July releases of the Dark Crisis event in the comics. So this month we got 4 comics once again, that being Dark Crisis Issue 2, Dark Crisis Worlds Without a Justice League, Superman, Dark Crisis Young Justice Issue 2, and The Flash Issue 784. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into Dark Crisis Issue 2. So this comic starts off with Pariah claiming that in order to bring back the Infinite Earths, Earth Zero must die. And then back at Titan's Tower, we see the aftermath of the Secret Society's attack, with Nightwing badly hurt, but eventually regaining consciousness, only to run into Deathstroke and the other members of the Society. Deathstroke says that he's targeting not only the heroes at Titan's Tower, but all over the world, making sure that no one fills the Justice League's shoes. Just as Nightwing is ready to sacrifice himself to save the rest of the students at Titan's Academy, Superman shows up and saves Nightwing, but then Deathstroke reveals the ace up his sleeve, and Cyborg Superman attacks Superman.
Try saying that 5 times faster.
Deathstroke gets a vision of what appears to be Pariah telling him not to kill the heroes, as he needs them, and only to sow chaos. Black Adam shows up at the aftermath of Deathstroke's attack, and after talking a bit of shit, he decides to lead a new team of heroes. Green Lantern Kyle Rayner gets rescued from a spaceship by Hal and Joe, who are 2 more Green Lanterns. They then tell Kyle about the Justice League's deaths, and their plan to find out who killed them and their army of Green Lanterns. Moving on to Worlds Without a Justice League, Superman. This issue starts off with John when he was younger, although in a different suit than we are used to, which makes me think this is some sort of alternate reality. And just remember this, because it's correct to a certain degree. Anyway, we see John help Superman defeat a robot, and then they spend some time on Mars playing with Krypto. In the second chapter, we learn John has overheard some stuff somewhere out in the universe, and after Clark tries to comfort him, John gets angry and starts yelling. We then learn that John has gone to see something on Ran. After being beaten up, Clark comes to John's rescue. Clark then goes on to give John a bike, which is a bit odd since, well, he can fly and it's pretty redundant. But anyway, in chapter 5, John returns home beaten up, with some broken bones and blood dripping down his face. But he saves some children out in space in the process. When John is 18, he goes into space to fight a war, while Clark and Lois stay on Earth. Clark mentions that he wouldn't trade a second of watching John grow up for anything. But the way in which this is phrased makes me think that he's remembering his life, where he missed John growing up, that being the real world. So as I said earlier, this might be some sort of alternate reality, but this last part makes me think that it's him reliving some sort of memory or an alternate memory, and maybe that's a result of him being dead, or quote unquote dead, because I don't believe that the Justice League is dead. Anyway, that's all the Superman stuff done, but we then cut to Atlantis, where Aquaman fights Black Manta in what looks like a training exercise. Meanwhile, his daughter Andy, who is much older here than she is normally, trains with someone else. They all meet on the surface, where Jess Chambers also is, and here she deactivates some bombs that were set by someone called Charlatan, one of Andy's villains apparently. At the end of this event, Arthur talks about how it wasn't real, and that it is a vision he had while he's dead, implying the same thing happened to Clark earlier. So once again, my speculations bang on. I think this issue explored what the Justice League is facing while they are dead, and maybe how they will come back from death. But for that, we'll have to wait until the next issue of Worlds Without a Justice League. Alright, now moving on to Dark Crisis Young Justice Issue 2. After Wonder Girl helps defeat the Mighty Endowed, the team attempts to figure out what is going on. As we saw last issue, what they are currently experiencing may not be the true reality that we are used to. The team then gets a call from Oracle about another one of their villains from the past. But instead of fighting, Robin questions Wonder Girl on their current situation. Back in what I believe is in the real world, Cassie tries to convince Sissy to help her find the rest of the team. Sissy agrees eventually, but not before sharing some troubling information about why she really left the team. Back in the ultimate reality, we see the boys arrive at the Watchtower, where they are greeted by the Justice League, making it more clear that this is not the real world. Because, well, currently the Justice League is dead in the real world. After each of the heroes meet with their mentors and get offered their mantles, we see the boys talk about their encounters and what they will do to try and get back, or even if they will. Back with Cassie and Sissy, they seek the help of Red Tornado to help find Robin, Impulse, and Superboy. Back with the boys, they try to find their version of Cassie, but are instead greeted by zombies, so they run away to their headquarters at Happy Harbor, where they find Deathstroke, Captain Boomerang, and Lex Luthor. Moving on to The Flash, issue 784. This issue picks up with Jesse and Max chasing the version of Barry they found. However, they quickly realize they are on the wrong Earth. Jay and Irie then run into someone called Night Flash, who believes that they are working for someone called Knives. I think that was the name. They manage to outrun Night Flash, but in the process they lose their only way at getting home. Wally and Wallace attempt to find out what they have stumbled into by confronting their version of Barry. However, that Barry sees Reverse Flash instead of Wally, and then the two start to fight. Meanwhile, Wallace follows Kid Flash to his home, and somehow gets a cool new costume in the process. However, I believe that in doing so, this reality has found a way to make Wallace believe that he is quote-unquote home, and forget that he's looking for Barry and has to get back to the real world. Alright, that is it for all my breakdowns. Now I'm going to review each of the issues. So as for Dark Crisis number 2, I generally thought that this story didn't progress very far. However, we did learn that Pariah might be controlling Deathstroke, so that's an interesting point to explore. Additionally, I'm interested in seeing what the Green Lanterns do to find out who killed the Justice League. I was looking forward to seeing more of the new Justice League that John formed last issue, however we didn't get any more of that sadly. As for Worlds Without a Justice League, Superman, it was quite interesting. At first I was really confused as to what was going on, and why they were exploring John growing up, but then at the end, when it was revealed that this isn't the real world, it flipped the entire story on its head, as I believe that the things that we saw was what Clark and Arthur want from their life, what would make them most happy. As for Dark Crisis Young Justice issue 2, once again, I like this issue quite a lot. They explained what was going on with the fake reality that the boys found themselves in, and allowed them to figure it out. There's still a lot of mystery as to what exactly happened, but I'm sure the next few issues we will find out. Additionally, the troubles between Cassie and Sissy were interesting to explore, especially why Sissy left Young Justice in the first place. Hopefully next issue we find out more on this alternate reality, and then we see the team reunited. The Flash issue 784, once again, didn't feel like all that much happened, and a lot of questions were still left unanswered. Seeing the speedster version of Batman or Night Flash was really cool. I like the design there. Although at the end where Wallace finds himself believing to be in the right place was a little confusing, as it seems that reality is kind of warping to trap him, which makes me think that it's someone controlling things or that reality is somehow sentient, although that's a bit of a stretch. Anyway, we'll wait until next issue to find out more. Also, with San Diego Comic-Con going on, there have been a few announcements regarding the Dark Crisis event. First of all, it's been renamed from Dark Crisis to Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. The On Infinite Earths part obviously relating to the original crossover event, that being Crisis on Infinite Earths. I'll probably still be calling it Dark Crisis just for a bit of convenience, but the name is Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths now. There were also a few new comics that are going to be a part of this. As for when they're going to be released and how they fit into the timeline, I'm not sure yet, but I'm sure we'll find out. Anyway, the new comics are Dark Crisis The Deadly Green, which will focus on Swamp Thing, Dark Crisis The Dark Army, Dark Crisis Warzone, and I Am Batman issue 15, which will be a tie-in to the Dark Crisis event. Also, Dark Crisis Warzone will be focusing on some of the street level heroes, I believe. As of recording this video, I managed to find a revised checklist, so I'll pop that up on screen now, but it gives us a bit of an idea of where the new comics fit in. So as for Dark Crisis The Deadly Green that comes out in October. As for Dark Crisis The Dark Army, that is in November. And also in November is I Am Batman issue 15. And then in December, as the second last issue of the Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths event, is Dark Crisis Warzone issue 1. But anyway, that is it for this month's issues of Dark Crisis. Next month, we will be back with some more. But until then, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content like this. And if you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments below. But until next time, this has been Chris, and I'll be seeing ya.